Hi friends, this is the second episode of SQL for Data Analytics video series. This is a complete free beginner course for SQL Data Analytics. In this episode, we will cover how to use where clause to filter data from tables. In the previous episode, we discussed how to install the Beaver and set up the environment, and we wrote our first select query. If you want to set up the Beaver and at the Chinook database, you can go to my first video and follow these steps, or otherwise you can visit to sqliteonline.com and add the Chinook dataset and follow with these exercises. uh, you can also visit my Medium page, Madhushan Patrana at Medium, for the text version of this video series. If you like this video and learn something new, please hit the like button and subscribe and hit the bell icon to get further updates in this video series. So without further ado, let's start today lesson. Okay, so this is my Medium page. You can find me here as well at Madhushan Padirana. And I mentioned sqlite.com, come to sqlite.com and add a Chinook dataset from here, and then you can run the queries from here as well. Yeah, okay. So what is where clause? Before that, let's discuss what we are going to learn today. What is where clause and the arithmetic operations you need for where clause, and the logical operators, and then how to handle how to filter based on null values, then how to use in condition and between condition to filter data. Okay, so assume that you need to retrieve customers data. So we have a table called customers. In that table we have a lot of data with respect to customers. Let's say you need to select customers only from Brazil or USA or some other country. Then you need to use where clause in order to filter um, the particular customers from the specific countries. So this is the basic syntax of the where clause. First you have to mention select, then the columns, then the from, next the table name. As we discussed in the first episode, if you are using select query, then it must be must have from clause as well. Then it need to have the where condition. Here we have to mention what is the condition we need to filter the data. Then it will return the results. So let's go to the first example. As I mentioned before, let's try to filter customers table based on customers country. Here an example. In this table you can see we have customers name, then the country, then the city. So we see there are customers from Argentina, Australia, Austria, and Brazil, Canada. We need customers only from Brazil. So we use the select query with the where clause. So first we select last name because we need to retrieve last name, then the country, then the city from customers table where country equals to Brazil. Here this is how we add our condition to the where clause. We will discuss further about how to the multiple ways we can add or how to mention our requirement, our condition in the where clause. Then we order by. Order by will help you to sort the results based on a given column or multiple columns. Here we choose country to sort the values. Here it doesn't matter actually because there's only one country, so it will return the same results from the this section. Okay, so what are the arithmetic operations? So I mentioned now we filtered customers based on the country where it equals the customer's country, or let's say we need to filter out customers based on their age. In that case, you have to use greater than sign. So customers age is greater than 30. So this is how we write the condition in where clause. You have to use these arithmetic operations to filter data. You can use equal to make something equal to a given value in a column, not equal, greater than, like previous here, greater than this age or less than this age, greater than this item buying price, greater than or equal if we need to find the customers or anything set of values which is greater than or equal to that value, less than or equal. So always remember the greater than or equal value is comes before the equal sign. So let's try an example. The previous example we discussed. Let's filter customers from Brazil from the customers table. Let me open my Beaver prompt. Okay, in this new script, first let's see what we have in customers table. Select all, so star sign is used for all from customers. So we will automatically assign alias as C. So you run it. Okay, here you can see we have customers name, customer's name, then the company address, city, country, postal code, and so and so. So you can filter based on any of these columns or multiple columns. Let's filter based on the country. Let's say we need customers only from Brazil. Select all from customers table where country equals to Brazil. We have to put a semicolon to mark that it's the end of the query. Okay, let's run it. Now I run the query. See, all these values are only from Brazil. So it's that simple, very simple. Let's go to our next example. Something to note. So the country is a varchar column. Varchar means it's a text column. That means country value are in text. So SQL requires you to enclose the text values with quotes or double quotes, but numerical values you don't have to do that. That's why we enclose Brazil with these single quotes. You can use double quotes as well. But since the so here the B is capital, but the rest of the letters are simple. That's how it's recorded in the table. If you are using a value from a table, then it must follow the exact format. But otherwise, these query commands and table names, column names can be in any format, like in capital case or in simple case. Okay. Select customer's first name, last name, and customer ID, where customer ID is less than or equal to 5. Here there's a slight mistake. This should be less than or equal, but let's try it in our script. Okay. Select all from customers, where customer ID, here we have a customer ID column. It's a numerical value. Here, when you hover over the customer ID table, you can see it's an integer. Here also you can see in this section under columns, the customer ID is integer, country is a varchar. So it should be less than or equal to 5. Okay, when we run the query, I ran the query, see all the customers IDs are less than or equal to 5, but we need only first name, last name, some ID. This, yeah, that's very simple. You can use all the other arithmetic operations as well. You can try it yourself. So let's move on to logical operators. Let's say we need to apply multiple conditions in a single query to filter data. In that case, you need to use logical operators and or. In other hand, if you need to filter rows that do not meet your conditions, then you can use not to negate the condition. Let's see how to write the and clause. So this is the syntax. Select whatever columns you need from which table, where condition 1, then the condition 2, condition 3, so and so. When there are multiple conditions to filter all the conditions, you need to satisfy. When there are multiple conditions to filter data and all the conditions to be satisfied, that we can use, as I mentioned before. As an example, let's filter invoice where billing country equals to Germany and total is greater than or equal to 5 from the invoice table. First, let's observe what we have in billing invoice table. Select all from invoice items, that's 2 tables, invoices. Okay, so what do you have in the invoice table? We have invoice ID, customer ID, invoice date, billing address, billing city, and the total. This total is the total value of that invoice for that customer ID and the invoice ID. So now we need to filter where invoice value, this total, is less than or equal to 5, and the billing country should be Germany. There are multiple countries. Okay, let's do that. Here now we need to meet both of these conditions. That's why we are using AND operator. So let's invoices where billing country equals to Germany and total is less than or equal to 5. Oh, what was the question? Less than or equal to, greater than? Okay, greater than equal to. Greater than or equal to 5. So that. Okay, now I ran the query. Okay, what you can see here, all the results here are only from Germany. See, no other countries are here. Then the total, none of the total is less than 5. Everything is more than 5. Okay. See, in this case, we selected the invoice data that meet both of these conditions at once. Let's go back to our example. Or condition. So the or syntax is similar as the and syntax. Select whatever columns from which table, where condition 1 or condition 2, condition 3. Consider when you have multiple conditions and you need to filter data that meets at least one of the conditions. Then you have to use or operator. That, like in this given example, let's say you need to filter conditions that meet like from the invoice table, the billing city should be Berlin or Frankfurt. So you are okay with either of these cities. So you need billing invoice ID, billing city from these and billing country from this table. So you need to filter, you need to use or condition. Let's see how we can do that. So here you can see there are multiple cities for a given country. For the Germany, there are like Berlin, Frankfurt, some other country here, some other city here. So we will use or condition to select that satisfy either of these conditions. Select from invoices where billing city equals to Berlin, or billing city equals to and now I ran the query. See, now all the rows satisfy either one of these conditions. It can be either Frankfurt, it can be either from Berlin. What if we use the or for the previous example? Here we replace, here we select where the billing country is either Germany, or it should be either greater than or equal to 5. Let me change a little bit, greater than, less than or equal to 5. Let's run it. Now let's see what are the results. In the results, you can see the billing country is Germany, and here the billing value is less than 5. It has met the both conditions. But let's see this row, the 7th row. In this result, you can see countries Germany, but the total value is greater than 5. Why is that? So here the or condition or operator let us allow the query to meet either one of these conditions. So it met this condition, the country billing country condition. Because of that, it's the value is greater than 5. Here the country is not Germany, but still the total is less than 5. Because of that, it returned this result. So that's how we use and or operators to write our queries. Let's continue our lesson. Okay. Yeah. Then we go to not operator. The syntax is very similar to the previous ones. Select whatever columns you need from which table, where not, then the condition. So this will return the tab rows that do not meet our condition. Here, let's try this example. We need to fetch employees who are not IT staff. So there's a table called employees. First, let's observe that we have in employees table. Okay. So what we can see here, we have employee ID, last name, first name, title, who reports to whom, birthdays, date, city, address, so many data. Here in the title, we have what are their titles: managers, sales manager, general managers, sales support. Here we have IT staff. Now we need to filter employees who are not fall into IT staff. That means we need to select these guys. So we can use not here. So let's select these employees where they are not IT staff. Select all from employees where title equals IT staff. When we run this query, it will select employees who are only IT staff. Say it filter out only the IT staff. Then we add not in front of the condition, this condition. Then it will filter out who are not IT staff. Okay. So it returned general manager, sales support, and IT manager, not the IT staff. That's how we use not operator. Okay, let's go to okay, you can write the same query in this way as well. You can use not equal sign like this for the above query. You can try that as well. I'll copy and paste the same query here. Delete not equal here, so not equal here. Now I ran the query, it returned the same result. Okay, now let's jump into the next one. Okay, now we try to run a little bit a complex query. So we learn how to use and, or, and not operators. Let's try something difficult. So let's filter sales staff who are not born after 1965 January 1st from employees table. To select sales staff, we need to filter who belongs to the sales team. Here in the employees table, we can see two types of sales people. People from the sales department, sales manager, sales support agent. So first we need to filter out both of these both of these type titles. So select all from employees where title equals to sales manager, or title equals to sales support agent. We do this, what will happen? It will, now I ran the query, now it will result employees who are only from the sales team. Next, we need to filter people who are not born after this date. For that, we can use their birth dates. So the birth date is a date time column. So when you are using date time values, you have to enclose the date time values using single quotes or double quotes. So the date is 1965 January 1st. If you observe the table quickly, there are people who born after 1965. January 1st, this guy has born after the January 1st, 1965. Is before, is after, this one is before that. So let's filter the date, then 1965 first. Now here, it's a little bit tricky because now we have three conditions. First thing, we need to filter out people from sales team who are sales managers, support agent, and we need to meet this condition as well. So this that people belong to sales team is a one condition. Because of that, we have to enclose with parentheses or brackets. So this will make an one condition, single condition. Then we have to use AND, because we need to filter people who not born after 1965. We use not here. So here where the birthday is not greater than 1965 January 1st. So once again I will repeat, this is one condition, this is another condition. So we need to separate both of these conditions. Because of that, to make these two sub conditions to one condition, we enclose that with these parentheses or brackets. Then we use AND because we need to meet both of these requirements at once. And since we do not meet people who born after 1965, their birthday is greater than 1965 January 1st, we use not. Let's try this query. Okay, that will result people who born before 1965. That's how we combine multiple conditions here. So if you have like several conditions and these several conditions add up to one conditions in your logic, so you have to close it using parentheses, then use AND or AND, otherwise or based on your requirement. Here I need to filter out people who meet both of these conditions. That's why I use AND. Let's go to our next example. Okay, the null values. In tables, sometimes the values are not recorded. In such cases, values are recorded as null values. So it's important to know how to deal with these null values. Sometimes when you are cleaning data, when you are doing analytics work, you have to drop these null values or either replace these null values. So you need to know how to identify these null values. The syntax to identify this null value is again using where clause. Select columns, then from which table, then the column name is null. So if there are null values in this column, it will return such rows where there are null values. And if there are no null values, like we want to filter out uh, rows there are no null values, we can use again is not null. This will filter out where there are no null values. So in the customer table, if you go to company column, you can find null values there. So let's write a query to select where there are null values in company column. And let's observe what we have in customers table. So we have name, the customer, and the company name. So you can see few null values are here. Let's filter out customers where their company is not recorded. Select all from customers where company column is null. Then I run the command. Okay, now in the return table, you can see all the companies are null. Let's say you want to filter out customers where you have the details of their companies. So is not null. It's very simple. Now you can see these customers have their company names recorded in this table. Okay, that's about the null values. Okay, then we are going to learn in conditions. Let's say you have multiple or conditions that you need to combine, or let's say you have list of items that you need to check uh, from a column. If those items are in that column, you need to filter such rows. So in that case, we can use in condition. So the basic syntax is this: column name or columns from which table, where column name, we are going to check these these values in value 1 2 3. So we need to enclose these values using a bracket as a, so this will be a list. So this table, select this column, and if these values are in that column, such rows will be written. Yeah, so let's go to an example. So we used our condition to filter sales staff from the sales employees table. Let's use in condition to filter sales manager and sales support agent from the employees table. It's very simple. So let's again see what we have in select all from employees. So in this table we have sales manager, sales support agent. So previously what we did to filter sales team, where title equals to sales agent or title equals to sales manager. Yeah, now it filter out where there are only sales manager and sales support. Just assume that there are like multiple or conditions like this, then you cannot write a very lengthy query. In this case, you can put these two values into a single list and check the list against the title column. So how to do that? Copy paste for this query where title in. So we open a list using parentheses, sales support agent, comma, then the next item in the list, sales manager. Okay, we run the query again, we will get the same results. Let's say we need IT staff as well. IT staff. So it will return sales people and also IT staff. Imagine if you have to add this again here, you have to add another or operator and write this section again with the IT stuff. Now you can easily use a list to filter based on the values on that list. Okay, next we will learn between condition. So between condition used when there's a range you need to filter. Let's say you have like product price and you need to filter out product price between 10 and 20, then you can use between. Here you can use this only for numerical values. This is the syntax. So first you select column, then which table, which so then from which table you are going to filter, between the higher value, then the lower value. Okay, let's try this out. So the example we are going to try here is we are going to filter invoices where total is between 10 and 20. So select all from invoices. We end of this table, you can see there are many invoices with different values varying from like 1.99 to more than, I think, sometimes 2010. Yeah, there's a huge range there. So we are going to filter it where, so we will need only the invoice ID and the total to return the values. So where total between 10 and, here we have to use and, it's a must to use and, 10 and 25. So this will return all the invoices that is within the range of 10 and 25. See, nothing is less than this total is not, none of these totals are less than 10 or greater than 25. Yep, so that's the end of our lesson for the day. If you learned something new and you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you want to keep in touch and learn more on the topic, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for further updates. So in the next lesson we will discuss how to use aggregates functions to summarize your data. Until we meet again in another video, take care.